It's St. Patrick's Day. So much excitement! Ha! Hut! That takes a lot of energy. All right, yeah, so it's St. Patrick's Day, and this is the Johnny Casino Show. Welcome to the Johnny Casino Show. I am your host, Johnny Casino. I am the host with literally not the most brain cells.
Laying on the couch, listening to Santana, smoking pot.
It's St. Patrick's Day. It is the 17th of March. Day normally reserved for getting blind drunk in Roman streets, walking around, throwing punches at people who can kick your ass, and in general, eating boiled meat and vegetables. St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Welcome to it. This is 2021. It's the second St. Patrick's Day where we didn't really do St. Patrick's Day because of a pandemic. Last year, if you remember, the pandemic started kicking in right around now. It was about the 13th of the month that everyone shut everything down, and St. Patrick's Day was considered a loss. This is right after me and the company I work for sold all of our Guinness. I sold Guinness for a living. I sold Guinness for a living. All lost all its clients for the season, and yeah, that was that. That was the beginning of the end for me. I quit drinking on that day. Did you hear that? I'm a year sober. This is coffee. So, yeah, like I said, year sober. I'm going to be streaming a couple of tunes just from some traditional music compilation things for Irish stuff. If YouTube wants to hit me for it, they're being stupid. It's just Irish music, man. You're coming at my culture. It's weird that this is my cultural music. I don't really, honestly, I'm half and half, right? I'm Italian and I'm Irish, and I don't really care for the Italian musics so much, because I find that mostly the Italian music is contemporary throughout time. It is contemporary throughout time, and it usually tries to be. It's always like a weird version of American music, whereas the Irish music tends to be like, we're going to stay in our lane of sounding like we are from the year 1500. We're going to stick with that. We'll add guitar, we'll take the lute out and add a guitar. But it's going to have violins. It's going to have a whistle. And just one of those ba-ram, bum drums. Boom, 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 boom. One of those things. I forget what they're called. I'm from Boston as well, so that's another problem. I am from Boston, Massachusetts. Grew up there. My grandpa was Irish as fudge, Irish as spring, and we've got cops in our family. I think we have firefighters in our family. We've definitely got alcoholics in our family. Most of them have left this plane of existence. But yeah, I've been a year sober. Mostly, I would say mostly because my girlfriend is just actively not drinking for her own reasons, and I decided to go along with it. Shoot, I meant to record this from the camera, but I didn't. That's fine. Yeah, that's what it is. We're in the middle of our marriage planning. We're in the middle of our marriage planning. We're getting married next month. I think I mentioned that 100 times. I put a registry up on Amazon, and it turns out, funny enough, we don't need a lot of stuff. We were looking at it. We're looking at it, and most of the items that it suggests are for people who own a home. And we live in a tiny studio apartment that is fully furnished now and is run out of space. I find I'm throwing out things or donating things. I've donated almost all of my clothing. I have 3 shirts left. There you go. The camera likes to play its little game, doesn't it? Don't it? You don't have to try that hard, Mr. Camera. Just stay put. Like I said, I've donated most of my clothes at this point. Who needs them? Wow, that's tight now. Donated most of my clothes because who really needs them? I've reorganized the apartment like 15 different ways to Sunday. I know that the saying's 8 ways to Sunday or 7 ways. But you know what? There's only one way. Backwards. We don't have much more need for things, is the point I'm making. Not much more need for things. And that's good. I don't like things anyway. You know what kind of things I like? I like digital things. I like the toys. Like, look at this. I got this cool setup. And that's really the best thing I got. Oh, I don't want lyrics. Get out of here, lady. Oh, stop it. No one asked for that. Hey, no. No one wants that kind of music. We'll hang out in a medieval tavern. That's what I mean. Since the medieval days, music's in Ireland's pretty much been that. I know you get your YouTube, your KT Tunstall, or whatever, but for the most part, they're just pop artists and doing rock and roll. I got my Flogging Molly shirt on because it's the only overtly Irish thing that I own anymore. It's from a show when they came here to Sacramento a couple years ago. And I went to go see them because I thought the girl that I liked would be impressed that I went. Isn't that weird? That's a weird thing to do. It's like 4 years ago, I think, at this point. I've been to a lot of Flogging Molly and Dropkick Murphy shows over my lifetime, though. That just comes with the territory of my breed and pedigree. Look at this bush. Look at this weird thing where my facial hair here, it grows out like that. But over here, it's normal. It's a nice smooth thing. Over here, it's like black. Now, what can I do about it? Oh, the other day, my fiance, yesterday, my fiance goes, your barber's hot. Like, what? What are you talking about? And I thought she was talking about this dude Richie, who is my alternate barber. I was like, hey, that's weird. I don't want you coming on to him. I know you like older men, but Jesus, calm down. And she was talking about Keisha, the woman who normally cuts my hair, my normal barber. But she's moved around and due to the pandemic. And I lost track of her for like a month. And I felt like I would be, at that point, I'd just be stalking her if I tried to hunt her down and call her for a haircut. So I just went to Rich, and it's fine. I'll find her again someday. But yeah, my girlfriend's like, oh, she's hot, and I didn't know if it was going to be one of those I don't want you ever going to that barber again talks. And it turned out it was actually more of like, hey, you want to hang out? Silly. What kind of things I want to talk about today? Well, mostly entertainment things, as I always talk about. We have some cool stuff happening in the realm of television. There we go. That might be a little better look. I can move over a little bit. But why would I, huh? Let's get that Departed vibe right there in this song. So, a couple of things happening. We got I'm pretty excited about the Falcon and Winter Soldier. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They're gonna be hanging out together for a minute, you know? You let them hang out for a minute, and it's gonna be good. So Friday, Falcon and the Winter Soldier come out, and I don't know if I can even do this. I'm gonna play the trailers. I want to play the trailer for you. Do you know what I mean?
It feels like it belongs to someone else.
It does belong to someone else. And I know this takes me forever. Give it a second. Give it a second. I'm learning as we go along.
It feels like it belongs to someone else.
Woo!
That shield represents a lot of things to a lot of people.
Yeah, boy. So already I'm excited. That's the fountain. That's the fountain in the Winter Soldier. It's the fountain in the Winter Soldier, everybody. The fountain in the Winter Soldier. I'll keep going with it, but yeah. Uh-huh. Let's go back to play it again. Keep it going. Pretty exciting.
Symbols are nothing without the women and men that give them meaning.
We need someone to inspire us again.
The world's more complicated now.
This is the best trailer yet. I think that's the dude from
This world is us.
the Winter Soldier movies.
There's
Bad
no
guy.
going back.
It doesn't have to be a war.
It already is.
Oh my god. This is going to be a show. A television show. ladies and gentlemen. This is a television show on Disney.
We're gonna do it our own way.
This is gonna be incredible. Yeah.
So we're partners, co-workers.
Not necessarily a team.
No. We look damn good, though.
Yes. Yes. From snapped to kicking ass. That's what I say. That's what I'm seeing there. From snapped to kicking ass. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree? From snapped to kicking ass. Snap to cash. Snap to ash. Ash to snap. Ass to snap. That's what it is. Ass to snap. La da da. Yeah. All right. That took me to a level of things I wasn't ready to do during the live stream. But yeah, that's Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I'm really excited about it. If you don't know these characters, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, well, from the MCU universe of the Avengers and whatnot. They're both Avengers, technically, I guess. A Falcon is for sure. Winter Soldier is like the anti-hero of the series. He's Bucky Barnes. That's Cap's best friend from childhood. He's the guy who saves Captain America in the alleyway when Captain's a little skinny runt getting his ass kicked. That's the guy who shows up and is like, pops the bully and ends the fight and saves him. That's his big, burly friend who's good at being in the military. Well, what ends up happening is that after Cap and him re-meet each other in Captain America, the First Avenger, poor Bucky gets killed in a situation, and they think he's gone forever and ever. But turns out Hydra got him and was messing with his body and turned him into another super soldier and replaced his arm with a crazy metal arm, which later in Wakanda, T'Challa and his family, the Black Panther people. That's what the Black Panther royal family and their technology replaced the arm with something even better. Get this man a shield. So I'm excited for that. That's coming out on Friday. And look, after WandaVision, I need another fix, man. I don't do drugs anymore, man. I just need my comic book fix. And I tell you what, real paper comic books, as much as I love them, I don't have the space for it anymore. I don't have my own room. I have a bookshelf over here that's full of comic books, and I don't want any more because at this point I've read more comic books than real literature. I'm pooping on comic books there, but I mean literature where it teaches me something a little bit more mature that might get me somewhere other than just having fun at a comic book convention. I love comic book movies and I love comic books, and they started becoming good all of a sudden. You remember like how Blade was the first good one? I fix my hair, sort of. I don't know what I should do with it. There we go. Let it be kooky. Remember when Blade was like the first good superhero movie, and then they made sequels, and the sequels are all sort of like, this is getting weirder. You'd think that would happen with all these different movies. Iron Man, of course, christened the whole new thing of like, let's take superhero movies and make them into real movies. The fact that they're superheroes is secondary to the stories that we try to build up around them. And that's how it should be with any storytell. I'm thinking back to something weird all of a sudden. Okay, so you remember how like Xena, Warrior Princess, and Hercules were shows in the late 80s, 90s? And they were, I don't know if Xena is a completely made-up character, but Hercules, of course, is a Greek lord, or Greek god. And it was played by Kevin Sorbo, who now we know is a weird right-wing lunatic. But at the time, it was interesting to see just a fit man in his 30s or 40s being Hercules and living his life and having, post-traumatic stress disorder from his wife dying and his child dying, that sort of stuff. It all felt like, wow, this is a story about a real guy who ends up in hero-like adventures. I always did think it was weird in that show how they hooked him up with that one blonde-haired guy, and they ran around together so much because it felt like that was Bill and Ted suddenly. It was like, we need a Ted, Theodore Logan, and a Bill Esquire. Bill S. Preston Esquire. We need both of them. Speaking of which, I want to go see this movie. I want to see the new Bill and Ted Face the Music. I know it's already been out for a while, and I could just probably pause this and go watch it, but I don't feel like it. I just feel weird about watching a Bill and Ted movie when I'm almost 40. But they should probably feel weird about being in a Bill and Ted movie when they're almost 50, right? Next up on my list of awesome things to watch is the Snyder cut of Justice League. Now, let's bring up the music for a minute. Now, if you're not familiar with this travesty of a situation, so the Justice League movie came out a couple of years back, and a couple of years ago, this Snyder Cut movie, this Justice League movie came out, and it's Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, and Zeneca, and the other guys, all the people who are in the movie. And the main thing that they were making fun of everyone was concerned about was that the fact that Superman, Henry Cavill's the actor who plays Superman now, was currently shooting a 007 movie that nobody fucking saw, where he has a mustache, and it's contractual that he keeps his living mustache for the movie. I don't understand why, in today's day and age, if the company, if WB could digitize away poorly a mustache, why they couldn't put one on him for 007, or why it was so integral that the character have a freaking mustache in 007. And the fact that they couldn't, lawyers for the studios could not get around. This guy plays Superman, arguably a bigger character, as big a character as 007 in another film. And in fact, what's special about your 007 movie is that Superman, Henry Cavill, is the villain. But, don't let him shave his mustache so that he can be Superman in another movie. Fucking stupid. And I cussed just then, but I think we're past 10 minutes. And if that's even a thing anymore, we're good. But, oh yeah, we're like 23 minutes in. But the point I'm trying to make is there's absolutely no need for... Something froze. We froze. We lost audio. We lost visual. I don't know what's happening. It'll come back in a moment, right? There we go. Hold on. Hold on a minute. It comes back. And, yeah, God forbid oh my God. What's happening? What's happening right now? Yeah, just stay on. Just stay put. I'm here. Daddy Johnny's here. Just not sure why my camera's turning on and off. Oh boy, there it goes again. All right, what's happening here, fellas? What's going on? What's happening? Someone help me. This is insane. Maybe it's because I looked at the Snyder Cut. All right. Why on earth would it do this? Why on earth is my camera turning on and off? It has full power. It's just not happy at all. I'm going to do something real quick. That's where it's going to be. It's going to be a little blurry from here on out. It's just going to be a tad blurry from here on out because I don't feel like messing with the... I don't feel like messing with it. You just, if you've been watching, you just saw the my camera just decide to blip off and blip on regardless of what I was doing. And this is the problem with my setup. I don't really know how it works. Any of it works. It kind of happens all by accident. But if you've heard me complain about that 100 times, so we'll move on. Zack Snyder, the Snyder Cut. So now, tragically, Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide while he was trying to finish the movie, so he left, understandably. And someone else took over, Josh Whedon, from Buffy fame, and I guess he did an Avenger movie. I'm not sure. I thought those were all other people. But he took over, and the movie became the trash monster we saw on screen that nobody could agree on liking or not liking. It was too long. The CGI was bunk. The story seemed weirdly rushed. Even the guy who plays Cyberdyne Systems Team 505 or whatever he is, I'm being mean to him, even though the story was that he was being left out of most of the movie because he was black, apparently. Which, upon review, probably true. As shitty as that is, it was like he was the first young... First of all, Cyborg was like the first of the young Titan characters to really be brought in, because he is not a main canon character to old school Superman Batman fans. Also, he's one of those, like, Superman's OP and so is he OP, overpowered. That means, like, the fact that he can walk up to any technology and hack it. He can even alien technology. The fact that he can fly, that he has armor, that he can, like, all the stuff. The only thing he can't do is beat Flash in a race, right? But he's basically better than every other superhero because he can kind of just do whatever he needs to do. He's like he adapts. He's like a Borg. He's technology. Technology just that with nanotechs that just adapt. It's freaking Irish music, man. Got to keep it on, though. It's Irish Day. Look at the green lights and all that. Oh, my God. But now Zack Snyder's back on board with it, and he's done a 4-hour version of the movie with recuts, reshoots, revisions, better CGI, a more cohesive story, but it now takes 4 hours to tell this tale. And and HBO Max is airing it. And I don't even know. It's supposed to be out on the 18th, which is tonight, midnight. Even though I have HBO Max on Prime, I'm sure they're going to find a way of having to charge me for it, because that seems to be the thing. Oh, you have HBO Max, it's great, but if you want to watch this movie or show, it's going to cost money. They keep doing it to me. It's a little trick. But I'm going to watch it. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm going to watch it. It's too long. It's too long. 4 hours? You should have had it broken into 1 and 2. Or 4 hours. How about an hour a week? Drop one a week, like an episode of WandaVision or Mandalorian. We would have consumed it that way. I think they've proven that the way to keep people subscribed to something is to give them periodical content and not everything at once. Think about it. Imagine if all the season of Seinfeld dropped on one day on NBC. People would binge watch it and then never turn NBC on again for the rest of the season, if that's what they're into. Streaming services work that way. It does irk me that it's blurry. I'm sorry that it's blurry. It was better before. Now it's blurry. But I mean, you saw what was happening. I think you turn it off. Okay. I talked about Mandalorian a second ago, and maybe you were following this weird. Let me turn this off. That weird issue of Gina Carano, who was one of the characters in The Mandalorian, who I guess if you put it mildly, is a Republican, which is fine. You're allowed to have whatever political affiliation you want. But she, unlike unlike any other Republican with a brain cell, who saw what was happening with President Trump, the party, QAnon, and all the conspiracies and all the weird hate speech and all the strange uninterest in stopping the insurgents. She was like, she's all like, cancel culture is bad. She's so angry about cancel culture. She's so upset about cancel culture. And then she gets canceled because she compared Republican strife in the year 2021 to the Jews being hunted and murdered in Germany and Europe during World War II. There is no comparison to do that. That's absolutely absurd. She was comparing the struggles of her political party to the genocide of a people. It's insanity to think that way. And the way I just voiced it, everyone's being gentle about it. Even to today, she compared a struggle of her political party to the murder of millions of people, and she just gets to go, I'm sorry. Well, I guess I don't know. They fired me. They didn't even want to tell me they were going to fire me. Disney's a jerk. Like, listen, they gave you ample reasons to not say anything online, especially the fact that I believe she was going to be the lead in another spin-off show. They were throwing money at her and her big, strong, attractive body. They were going to throw money at her to act in all of these Star Wars films, to be this amazing character, Cara Dune, Ranger from Alderaan. You know what I mean? It was going to be this big deal. And instead of thinking about what she was saying as being perhaps insensitive a little bit, and if not completely whacked out, versus, like, she looked at a pile of money and then she looked at her Twitter. She looked at a pile of money and then she looked at her Twitter. She looked at a pile of money and said, I rather say something anti-Semitic and stupid than have you. I rather have Twitter and Ben Shapiro, who will save me with a stupid interview. Did you watch the stupid interview she was on, where they talk at length about random, weird, unconnected stuff to society, and then cancel culture, without addressing what really cancel culture is for, or has been or about, which is to find the racists, to find the hate speakers, and to end them, along with exposing sexual abusers and ending them, and human traffickers and ending them. All the real evil stuff that somehow has been slipping through everyone's cracks for the last 100, 500 years. That's what the cancel culture is about. It's like, let's stop letting these people have platforms, because their platform is the problem. And if you just saw the news yesterday, some cracker motherfudger went out there and shot up a bunch of different massage parlors and spas in Georgia, killing 8 innocent ladies who were all Asian. They tend to be the people who work in these places. That tends to be the business model for a lot of newly planted newly immigrated Asian American women is there's usually work for you in a salon, 100%. I don't know why that is, but they make better money and they're working. I can see why. Can you imagine if it was a bunch of guys like me who I felt just like, which doesn't really happen as a white person anymore. You don't really feel like you have anyone who's just like you exactly anymore. You're more directed by your own genre of likes and dislikes than your color, which is a privilege, by the way. That's a privilege. But if there was a group of guys, a bunch of Johnnies, and those Johnnies, in fact, I'll tell you, there is a bunch of Johnnies, and they all worked at beer gardens. And I worked in beer gardens for a while because it was cool. I was with a bunch of other Johnnies, and it felt comfortable. I did do this. That is white culture. Beer gardens are white culture. This guy murdered these people. He looks like a neck beard come to life. He has the Amish beard, which is an insult to Amish people. And he's wearing a Kahat, like the brown Kahat work jacket, but I'm pretty sure he's never worked a day in construction. And he's not hipster enough to wear it where it looks cool on him. He just looks like an asshole. And he just went in and he went to 3 different locations and shot him up. So the thing that's shocking to me is how to get from A to B to C and then drive away from there and get taken peaceably by the police. If someone's, I don't understand it. I know this is going against a lot of things, but I don't understand why so easily and so readily police across this nation have killed black suspects without proof of their crime, without refutable proof of their crime. But when a guy has just gone on a shooting spree, they just take him away in handcuffs. Why don't they sit on his face and crush his neck? Why aren't they shooting him in the back 28 times? He deserved it. I'll say it. He acted like a savage monster and deserves to be taken out like a beast. I'm an ass. I believe in capital punishment for people who act that grievous, because it has to be noted to other people who might feel like they can get away with it that this has a consequence. If I go on a killing spree, the cops will not take me inside quietly. They will hurt me on the way down, and I have to be afraid of the hurt on the way down. It's the same reason why, whether or not my father ever slapped me around when I was a kid, he did a little bit, but only when I acted like a real piece of crap. I knew he would do it before he ever touched me. And that kept me really close to ever doing it. Like I really tried not to. And that's what capital punishment is. It's to remind you that you could be we will damage you, we will hurt you physically. If you do certain things, you'll be damaged. And I'll backtrack here. I'm not saying that if somebody kills someone on a crime of passion, which is still wrong, that the cops should beat the shit out of them when they arrest them. I'm just saying that when someone does mass murder, perhaps, perhaps being choked out till you black out a little bit, and maybe getting a couple of your ribs broken, maybe having a finger snapped, maybe having a tooth bashed in. All these things could be good. Maybe an eyeball gouged out. Something painful, where every time you close your eye and blink, you're going to feel it. One of those sorts of things. That might be where I'm at with that sort of feeling. Okay, wow. Gina Carano, that's what we were talking about. So she said that anti-Semitic thing. And then she just doubles down. So she's fired, and she's not welcome on Disney Channel anymore. In fact, she's probably not welcome anywhere anymore. I think her agency fired her. Which, it's funny because all agencies do is claim your paycheck when you get paid. So they're just like, you know what? We don't even want your paychecks. We don't even want to garnish your wages. That's how much you're toxic. We don't even want to garnish your wages. Whatever money you might make, we don't want it. Wouldn't it be fun if I have both of them here? Oh my God, would the sound even be better? Hi. Because I talk into the side like this so damn much. Maybe it would be better. There's that scene 2. It's still just looking like crap, huh? That's weird. Well, I hope this is what you're actually seeing. Let me change that to the... Oh, ah. Oh, ah. Oh, what the heck is going on? All right, we'll just skip that anyway. There we go. That's better. Yep, that works for me. Oh, I look hella fat and weird in this shot. It's over to the side, but hey, you know what? Whatever. Look at my stuff. Let's see. Get rid of that. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Distraction. Cara Dune, Gina Carano. She screwed up. And I don't know. Someone explained to me why she just thinks that like taking that side is so righteous. Is there anyone who really thinks Donald Trump won that election? Do you really think a country that was crumbling apart from a pandemic, from racial violence, from an economy that is not stable, economy, job market that is not stable, bad relations with every other nation on the planet, do you really think there were enough stubborn white idiots living in this country to vote for a man who was literally laughing at them from his White House, which might as well be his Mar-a-Lago estate, while trying to collect more money from you? He's a millionaire, a billionaire, supposedly, right? Why would he need a fucking cent from you or me or anybody? He doesn't. He's a grifter. Tony Robbins has more reasons to collect your money than Donald Trump. Tony Robbins helps people. He motivates them. What does Donald Trump do? He crushes the country and destroys the dream. I don't understand why anyone voted for him ever in the first place. Why would you vote for somebody who was a clown on television? Literally a clown on television. Did you not watch The Apprentice? Did you watch The Apprentice and think, this man has taught me so many things about business? Even the celebrities from his show are like, this guy's a clown. I didn't learn anything. I was contractually obligated to say that I did. Why were the celebrities even on a show other than a paycheck? They just wanted a paycheck. Any one of these celebrities could have started a podcast and made $100,000 a year. Any one of them. None of them had to be on his freaking show. Does Gary Busey have a podcast? I don't know. If he did, I'd probably listen to a few episodes and totally let them throw advertisement at me. Taking a little break, getting another coffee. Scared me.
Baba Booey.
So, yeah. But, my bellwether for this political rant is that two separate hardcore Republicans I know are complete flippers. They're not Democrats. They haven't become Democrats, but they were not Trump supporters. That says it all. These were my bellwether. These are the people I looked at for what is the intelligent opposition saying. And they were saying nay. And so that's not enough people, for a real decision, but that's all I need. Now the Carano thing, it kind of reminded me of a story. So like I lost a job once because I believe I lost a job once because I called my boss's wife a name, and it somehow got to him that I said that. And then something like 10 years go by, and they're now divorced, and I think she was really bad to him. Like, it was a bad divorce for him. And so I was right. That's all I can take away. It was like, I think I was right about that. And it kind of brought up another story about when I worked at another guitar store. So there was everyone I worked with told me about these stories about this one guy who was used to work there. That he was uptight, he was a snob, a know-it-all, womanizer, a shark, and it just like went on and on, just like the embarrassment of how vile this person was, and it was just ridiculous. Just considering I wasn't asking for any of this information, and people would just offer it up like, let me tell you a tale of this guy. Like, it was a weird habit that was going on in the mid 2000s at employers, everywhere I worked, people talked crap. Like that was the only thing they could do. So everyone was talking crap about this person for a while. For some reason, they would cite him as an example of things. One day he's there, and the boss announces that this person is back. He works with us again. Like, oh, okay. Interesting. But of course, now my whole mind is tainted. I'm actually like, ugh, this guy's working here? That's so weird. Why did we accept him back if everyone thinks he's such a douchebag? Why would this happen? And then somewhere along the lines, I refer to him flippantly with one of my underlings as the asshole. And it's not even my opinion. It's just I just refer to him as that. Which is just, what else does a 24-year-old person do? I got pulled, and then I get pulled into the office by my manager and the guy to discuss it. Meanwhile, the manager, who's now trying to throw me under the bus who's now admonishing me, is that the word? In front of the person in question, was the main contributor to all the gossip. He was the one who put all of these words in my head. These were not my opinions. I don't know the man. This guy did. The manager knew this guy. I'm going to call him the guy for the story. So the guy's like, so I'm an asshole, huh? And I immediately go, you know what? You're not. And I'm sorry you heard that. Really, it's not my opinion. It's just certain people here want to have told me things about you. And that's where it just sort of came out like, oh, he must be an asshole. So there you go. And then I get talked down to by the manager about like judging people or talking dirt about people. And I'm staring at him the whole time like, you're the one who told me all of this. And that's when I throw him under the bus. I'm like, hey man, you're not innocent in this. And they're like, huh? What? oh, what? I don't know. I must have been talking about somebody else. I'm like, no, you were talking specifically about this person, first name and last name. You said this, why, this, then this. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then it's like, they start like ushering me out. And I was like, first of all, I was like, no, wait a second. Who ratted me out? Like, what? Well, we don't need to discuss that. I'm like, well, it's okay. I know who did, because I only ever said what I said to one specific person to test them. And then I got in trouble because they realized I let my tongue slip with somebody I was checking on. I was seeing where they were with their loyalty with me. And I know that's a real Machiavellian thing to do, but it was necessary because I was trying to find out who kept throwing me under the bus that month. There was a series of things where I would be tattled on for something that wasn't actually getting me in trouble. Like, hey, you were 5 minutes late from lunch. I'm like, yeah, our boss pulled me aside on my way to the punch card, and I couldn't punch in right. It was 5 minutes past my punch in, but I was talking to the owner of the company on the way. That's all that happened. And they go, oh, okay. Stuff like that. And this other person was like, oh, so-and-so was late for work. Oh, so-and-so gave so-and-so a free thing. All these, and I had to justify myself left and right around this person suddenly. The person who threw me under the bus was a junkie and a drunk who showed up drunk or high every day to work and who bothered the fuck out of me. But I loved him. He was somehow like my closest friend and my enemy at the same time. And I didn't want him to go anywhere, but I just needed him to I needed to know for sure he's the guy so that I can tell him, you got to stop. And not in a violent way, in the way of I'm on your team. I am literally rooting for you. I'm doing everything in my power to make sure you stay here and you make a lot of money. So stop trying to damage me. You don't understand. You're hurting your best friend. And it worked. Actually, it did, because I pulled him into the office, my office, and I had that conversation with him. And he's like, well, I didn't. I was like, dude, you did. I'm like, all the evidence proves that you are the one. I said a magic keyword and you spread that magic keyword to someone else. That's direct. It's as if I called, forget the word asshole. Imagine if I called the guy a leprechaun and then you repeated that. Why would I call a man taller than me a leprechaun? It's Irish. Anyway. Anyway, so we went on, and this guy's actually a really good guy. The employee I was talking about, and we worked together pretty well. He's still, the whole time he was schwarmy, he definitely did, hit on women a little too grossly. And look, I'm guilty of also hitting on some of the women I worked with, and in fact, betting some of the women I've worked with. But I didn't do it. It wasn't my purpose. It was this thing happened because we ran into each other at a bar, and it's we happen to know each other. We work together. Let's drink together. Let's go home together. It's kind of it's just things that happen to adults. Anyway, the end of the story was, after all that bullshit, pulling me in the office, getting me in trouble, starting this drama with the other employee. The guy ended up quitting and working for a competitor very shortly afterwards anyway. So he was an asshole. Anyway, it's been fun. You even got a green notebook. This was supposed to be my Dungeons and Dragons notebook, but for some reason my girlfriend didn't actually want to play Dungeons and Dragons with me, which made me really sad, because I was really, really, really looking forward to doing a deep dive into being a D&D nerd over the pandemic. And it's been a year and nothing. That's why I grabbed him. This book's been sitting around for a year with my character notes, race, subrace, class features, proficiencies, level, all written out there on the first page, ready for me to create my character. I got my character sheets are over there. Que sera, sera, huh? Hug me ham. Kiss your mother if you got one. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to make, instead of the boiled dinner, which I think is gross, I'm going to have lamb pie. What is it called? Shepherd's pie with lamb, because I'm an adult and I don't use bullshit for my lamb's pie. It's shepherd's pie. It's lamb you use. Hell yeah. I'm going to make a shepherd's pie. That's what me and my fiance will have for St. Patrick's Day 2021. It's been fun streaming with you guys. Please watch the show. Listen, if you want, go to my registry. Look Liz and Johnny up. It's on my Facebook page. Look up our registry. Send us money. Venmo me, John Casino. Money. Venmo me so that I have money for the wedding. This is costing an arm and a leg. And we're going to be broke afterwards. So, yeah. We can't even have everyone we want. We have to, it's like only like 16 guests, and I don't even know if everyone can come. We already have to, it's so much work. It's so much work. We don't know what to do. It's so much work. I wanted to get married in a courthouse. We're now getting married in a redwood grove. Okay. We good? We're good. Okay. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Be safe. If you are going out drinking, use your Ubers. Don't drink and drive. Go have crazy unprotected sex. Get pregnant. Wear your masks, though. Don't spread the corona. And go get vaccinated. I'd really like to be vaccinated today, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to. We'll find out. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day.